I do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. This is the U.S. military oath of enlistment. I can do all of these things, but I cannot have a drink. Men and women in the United States can swear into the U.S. military and fight for their country at the age of 18, but cannot purchase or consume alcohol. All of these things require great maturity and a load of responsibility that when you compare it to being able to have a drink or a cigarette, it just seems silly. Men and women under the age of 21 who are in the military should be able to purchase and consume alcohol and tobacco. Military members are trained to be responsible men and women. If one can fight and die for their country, one can handle their alcohol. And binge drinking is less likely to happen if one is able to consume it at a younger age. If one can fight and die for their country, one can handle and should be able to be trusted with the consumption of alcohol and tobacco. This is a simple statement, but it has a lot of power. Leonard Benton states that if you can draft a man at 18 and trust him and put a rifle in his hand and trust him to defend this nation on the field of battle, you can trust him to handle a drink when he was 18 as well. This statement brings a lot of common sense and brings up another great point. A common theme for a memorial salute to a fallen comrade is a drink set on a bar as a token of memory. It does not make sense to have these traditions be continued for those who couldn't even legally drink it. This isn't fair. Besides, 18-year-old service members can do just about anything else. They can vote, get married, go to prison, they can buy a house, and so on. But they can't have a drink. At the age of 18, we're all considered adults. However, military members are very responsible people. Military members are trained and expected to be responsible men and women. When they are in basic training, they go through hours of drills and rules as well as tech school. They are trained to represent the best citizen in and out of uniform. Former member Patton states, personal responsibility is a very important military concept. Soldiers who feel responsible for their performance perform better with whatever task or obstacle they do and overcome. Military members have sets of rules and guidelines and expectations that they are required to follow while on and off base and in and out of uniform. Some of these rules include they cannot walk and talk while on the phone at the same time. They cannot eat, drink, and walk at the same time, and they are not allowed to show any sort of PDA while they are in uniform. This includes hugs, kissing, holding hands, and so forth. Another great point is military members that are stationed outside of the United States are able to consume and buy alcohol and tobacco if they are over the age of 21 and that is legal for their country. However, not everybody agrees. According to Carla, a professor at the Stanford University, young members are not responsible and will handle their jobs irresponsibly when they are able to consume alcohol. This is not entirely true. About 75% of young members had consumed alcohol prior to even being enlisted. They will not be irresponsible with their jobs because they will not be under the influence when they are doing them. Besides, military members who are currently in tech school and basic training have a hard set of rules that they have to follow. It is forbidden to have any sort of alcohol or tobacco inside of their rooms, even if they are over the age of 21. So what's the difference? Binge drinking is less likely to happen if one is able to consume it at a younger age. The DoD did a comprehensive study among military personnel and found that heavy binge drinking was from ages 18 to 21, higher than most age groups. Those under 21 in and out of the military are drawn to alcohol because it's like a forbidden fruit. The more you can't have it, the more you want it. According to Ruth, a professor at Indiana University, 22% of people under 21 and under are more likely to binge drink in comparison to the 18% who are over 21. Military members that are under the age of 21 who are in the military should be able to purchase and consume alcohol. They have a great responsibility and they are able to handle it. I think this needs to be more heavily looked at and considered. I know that it is difficult to change the law for only a select group, which is probably one of the reasons that it has not been changed. However, I think this issue would be a great reward to those who serve in the military at such a young age. Again, military members are trained to be responsible men and women. If one can fight and die for their country, one can handle their alcohol. And binge drinking is less likely to happen if one is able to consume it at a younger age. Now think to yourself, isn't it absurd that you can be handed a gun and be given the responsibility to not only defend your partners but your whole country? And on a hard, long day of doing your duty, you can't even sit down and have a cold one?